Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. This is your teacher, Ms. Amalia. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on writing activity. So we are going to focus on the parts of an essay. We are also going to write an introduction paragraph that would include a hook, the background information of the topic, and a thesis statement. Now, to begin with, I would like you to look at the TV screen. Okay, I have turned on the TV screen on your right, and I have projected an image. I want you to take a good look at the image and tell me what image is that. Yes, Abdullah, that is a picture of a hook. Well done, thank you very much. Now, my question to you is that how is the picture, the image of a hook, related to writing an essay? Does anyone have an idea, an explanation? Nobody? Okay, let me tell you. A good essay writing is just like a hook. Okay, it has to captivate the reader. Okay, just like the hook catches the fish. Likewise, in essay writing, your writing has to be very captivating, very interesting to hold the interest of the reader. Now, let's move on to the next activity. I need you to look at the TV screen again. And I am going to project some PPT slides, okay? I am going to explain to you the parts of an essay. Now, the parts, the introduction. First of all, the introduction paragraph. There are two purposes of an introduction paragraph. First is to introduce the topic, and secondly, to state the main idea or the focus of the thesis, okay? Now, as you see, the second slide talks about the guidelines for writing a good introduction paragraph. So I'm going to explain some of the good guidelines of writing a good solid introduction paragraph. The first one is to start with a hook. That means you have to use techniques to capture your reader's attention, and you could do that by starting your writing with a question, a quote, a short anecdote, a strong statement. So these are some of the techniques you can use to start your introductory paragraph. Secondly, you could provide a background or a context. Thirdly, your writing has to be very clear, concise, and focused. And number 4, lead logically to the thesis. Okay, it should flow. Your sentences should flow well, smoothly, and it should connect well, lead well towards the main idea. Now, we are going to move on to the second slide. As you can see on your TV screen, the second slide talks about the different types of introduction paragraph. Okay, so what are the different types of introduction paragraph? First of all, number 1 is the attention getter introduction. Okay, and like I mentioned, you could start your paragraph by writing interesting facts, statistics, story, and strong statements. Okay, number 2 is background or context introduction. Okay, you could do that by beginning by explaining the situation or background of giving the thesis. Next one is the anecdotal introduction. Okay, so you can open a short relevant story or experience to make the topic more relatable. And next one would be a question introduction. That means you start your writing with a question. Now let's move on to the next slide. So the next slide talks about the purpose of the thesis statement. And what is the purpose of the thesis statement? That means number 1 is you have to state your writer's central point. Okay, as a writer, what is your writing, your essay is about. So it should capture, that paragraph should capture the essence of writer's central point. Next one is the guides the entire essay. That means if this part works like a roadmap. Okay, all the body paragraphs and examples support and connect back to the statement. Next one is help the reader know what to expect. You have to gradually build up the writer's curiosity and expectation through your writing, okay? And next point is to keep the writer's focus, okay? And you can do that by reminding the writer to stay on the topic, okay? Let's move on to the next slide. The next slide talks about the thesis sentence, okay? So the thesis sentence is like a topic sentence, okay? The thesis sentence is in an essay or a topic sentence in a paragraph plays the similar role, all right? Now, I'm going to explain to you that what is the purpose of a thesis statement. The thesis statement only tells the main idea of the essay, but it often gives a clue about how many ideas or the main body paragraph the writer will focus on, okay? So that is all about the different parts of an essay. Now, what I would like you to do is, I'm going to give you two topics, okay? I'm going to give you two scenarios. One is studying in a national school or a government school versus studying in a private or international school. So you have these two contrasting ideas. You are going to write an introductory paragraph, okay, and containing hooks, background, some of the techniques that I have explained to you right now, okay? So this is your topic. The topic is studying in a government school versus studying in a private school, and you are going to write an introductory paragraph using some of the techniques I have explained to you, okay? And then you actually have 10 minutes to do your writing. All right. So I believe our time is over and it is time to listen to your ideas. So now I would like to invite some of the volunteers to read your introductory paragraph. I see Mariam's hand raised. Yes, Mariam, could you share with us your introductory paragraph on the topic I have mentioned? Thank you, Mariam. That was a very good introductory paragraph, and you managed to successfully retain the interest of the readers. It was very interesting, very catchy, and we wanted to know it. Your writing evoked our interest as a reader to stay, to want to know what happened next. Well done, Mariam. So everyone, with that, we have come to the end of our lesson, and I believe that today's lesson was very informative and enjoyable to you, and I have enjoyed teaching today's lesson. So with that, me, Miss Emalia, signing off. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.